Hey guys, Happy New Year and welcome back to Karan's Cuisine. Sorry I haven't been uploading lately. I had school and Vex, so I was kind of busy. But since it's a new year, I'll be starting off this year with a sweet recipe. And who doesn't love chocolate? So I'll be making a chocolate truffle recipe from Brazil called Brigadeiros. For this, it's really simple and easy. For your base, you only need 3 ingredients. 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 to 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, depending on how chocolatey you want it, and 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Vanilla extract is optional. Let's get to making it. Since I've done this recipe a couple of times, I'm going to show you guys some tips on how to make the perfect brigadeiros. First, you're going to add like a little bit of water, maybe about the same amount that you have cocoa powder, into your cocoa powder. And just mix this together. This way the cocoa powder mixes really well into the condensed milk and it forms evenly without any lumps. I'm done mixing this and I used 3 tablespoons of water for 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. You want to make sure not to add a little bit too much water because then it'll get too watery, but mix it so that it has no lumps and it's a silky smooth consistency like this, so it ribbons down and you can mix it well into the condensed milk. Got our pan here and we have to add our butter, and the tip here is that you want to use a flat non-stick pan and also cook it on in between low to medium low. Just get the pan covered here with butter so that the condensed milk doesn't stick. Okay, the butter's all melted, so now it took about 10 seconds and now we can add the condensed milk and chocolate. Just keep continuously stirring it until it starts to thicken. Basically what you're doing here is you're taking the moisture out of the condensed milk so it forms into a nice soft chocolate. Make sure it doesn't stick to the pan or form lumps. Just keep stirring it. I've been stirring it for about 10 to 12 minutes and it's really thick now. So now what you want to do is transfer it to a buttered plate. I've transferred it into a buttered plate and now it's going to be pretty hot, so just spread it out and then let it sit for 30 minutes. Now it's been 30 minutes and it's cool now. It's no longer warm, so now we can form the brigadeiros, and you can eat it just like this, but I prefer to add toppings, and for my toppings I've put shredded coconut and 2 different types of sprinkles. So first what you want to do is grab a little bit of butter and spread it on your palms so they don't stick to your hands. And then if you want evenly shaped brigadeiros, just take a tablespoon or half a tablespoon, which I'm using, and scoop it out and then form a circle. Now gently dip it in your toppings and do this for the rest of them. After using all of this, with one batch you'll make about 20 to 25 brigadeiros, so you can share with your family or friends or anyone you want to give to. So I'm done shaping the brigadeiros, and one of the tips here is really when you take it off the stove, because I put it for like 10 to 12 minutes, and if you take it off before this, then they won't retain their shape. And I like it a little bit chewy and sort of like in the medium. But if you want it harder or more tough texture, then what you do is you can cook it for a little bit longer, but it will be harder to attach all these sprinkles and toppings on. Now, if you want it to get a little bit harder, which I'm about to do, just like a little bit, we can put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. It's been about 30 minutes in the fridge, and you can see the consistency or like the texture. It's pretty soft, like it pushes, so it's like a nice truffle texture. And this recipe is so easy to make. Kids can make it to impress their grandparents or their parents. You can bring it to a holiday event or a party, anything, and it's really easy and tasty. Now, let's taste it. It's really soft and chewy, and the chocolate taste is so amazing. And for this, if you want to store it, you can keep it in the fridge for about up to 7 days, and outside at room temperature in a closed container for up to 3 days. Like and subscribe.